So anyway, the house will wait after you finish all the another day or something.
I mean, I think we're fine.
Okay, okay.
But that's very, very sweet of you. Thanks.
Okay, sure.
Welcome. My name's Captain Recupero. I'm Tom Recupero, principal of Wilson School. Welcome. Before we begin, I'd just like to remind everybody, please turn your ringers off on your phones and get that all in order. I'd like to welcome James Gregorio and Zach Grossman as they will lead us in the pledge. Come on up, boys.
I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Please be seated. Members of the Wilson PTA, faculty, staff, parents, students, friends, and relatives, once again, welcome. We're here to celebrate the moving up of our fifth graders to the middle school. Their completion of elementary is their first great educational accomplishment. I congratulate all of you and thank our parents for their support. With me on stage this evening are the fifth grade teachers. Closest to me, Mrs. McCormick, Mrs. Bartolo, you can wave, Mrs. Bartolo, Mrs. Shu, and Mr. Delamorte. They are representative of a dedicated Wilson School faculty and staff who have taught our students well. I commend and applaud them all. Together with our staff, our Wilson parents. Through a cooperative effort, we have prepared our fifth graders to meet the future challenges. Our students have worked hard to fulfill the requirements that have been set before them, and now we are ready to certify that they are ready to move on to the next level. Girls and boys, you should be excited. Noticeable changes are about to become part of your life. With change comes great anticipation. Just as most of you did 6 years ago when you entered Wilson School at your parents' side, you will be faced with new challenges each and every day at the middle school. Most of these concerns will include everyday occurrences until things become more routine. Each of you will handle challenges differently. For some, this might be easy or easily accomplished, and for others, perhaps not so easy. As I've said to you all many times over, it's okay to be nervous, but there's nothing to be afraid of. You will become more comfortable with each and every passing day. Trust me, I have spent the past 6 years with you. I know what you're capable of, and you have been well prepared. Within a few days, a week, or more, in some instances, you'll make connections to the middle school, whether it's a club, intramurals, new friends, a teacher, a guidance counselor. It's up to you. They're all there for you. This moving up ceremony is a time of reflection for you. As I mentioned to you all the other day, you will most likely never be in a school for 6 years again. During your life, you will look back at these times with a thought toward the challenges you met, the friendships you formed, and the enjoyment you had. Together, you have met many challenges and experienced a great deal of fun. You've made good decisions thus far with the help of your teachers and parents. Educating children continues to be more challenging for parents and schools as our world continues to change. Technology allows us to move faster and know more, all with the touch of a finger. We are now doing it better and faster than ever before, and it will continue to change. Our students need to stay connected, committed, and involved. They require adult guidance as they find out who they want to become and which of their goals are realistically set. We need to help them realize that life is not just a wish and that they can take control of their lives and determine their futures. They must learn to plan and be perseverant. Well-disciplined students take responsibility for their own learning and behavior at home and school. Well-disciplined students don't make excuses or look to blame others for their actions. They make good choices about what to do and when to do it. They're conscientious and resourceful, and they don't quit easily. However, this is not an important trait and must be taught and reinforced throughout adolescence and beyond. Students, as you enter the next phase of your education and as you develop your identity, your likes and dislikes, continue to appreciate and offer thanks to those who support you. At the top of this list, you should always have your parents and family. Students, please stand now. Please join me in applauding your parents. Thank you. It is my hope that you have enjoyed your years at Wilson School, and I know that you have learned a great deal. I offer my congratulations to you and your families for what you have achieved thus far, and I look forward to hearing of your future accomplishments. It has been a pleasure watching you grow. I am convinced that this school will always be proud of you as you move along education's path. You have my best wishes for continued health, happiness, and success. And now I'd like to introduce Sean Byrne, our Student Council President's address.
Welcome parents, families,
Mr. Gubero, Mrs. Bartolo, Mr. Delamonte, Mrs. Shu, Mrs. McCormick, teachers, staff, a quick shout out to my friend Aid Medeiros, happy birthday, and welcome to my classmates, the reason we are all here tonight, the graduating class of 2017, the 5th graders. My name is Sean Byrne, and I have been lucky enough to be this year's student government president. While I was preparing for tonight, I thought about all of my favorite memories from our time here together at Wilson. Like in kindergarten, when we hatched chicks, or in 1st grade, when my teacher did a cartwheel, or in 2nd grade, when all 70 of us took the subway to the Museum of Natural History. 3rd grade, when we got to run under the fire engine hose for the first time at field day, and 4th grade, when we studied the crayfish. 5th grade has given us more memories than I can count, but Ashokan helped to kick off the year and bring us closer together as a class. All of these memories made me realize how lucky we all are, because many kids just go to school, but we go to Wilson. Wilson has not only prepared us for the classes in middle school next year, it has also taught us how to be a part of a community, like a family. My parents like to tell a story about me when I was almost 5 years old. We were trying to get out the door to bring my brother Owen to Wilson, and as usual, it was pretty much chaos. Mom was tying my sister Nora's shoes, and Emma, who was just a baby, was crying in her car seat carrier. Mom looked at me and said, "Sean, can you maybe rock Emma and sing her a song?" So I started rocking Emma back and forth, and I looked down at her, and I sang, "Nationwide is on your side." This is a great memory for me, because that moment had Mom laughing hysterically, and we all relaxed and made our way over to Wilson. I think this is important because next year we head to middle school. If there is a day that you are feeling sad, nervous, upset, or overwhelmed, just remember that there are so many people on your side. There will always be someone from Wilson in the halls or in your classes. We should say hi to each other and be supportive. Remember all that we have shared together and how much we have learned from our teachers. We have been a family here at Wilson for 6 years, and family is always there to make you smile. Thank you to my teachers and fellow classmates for being my friends and being a part of my Wilson family. When I look to the future, I am excited, nervous, and curious. I think to myself, what will the future hold? Well, one thing I know is that I have my Wilson family behind me. In the future, we will try new things, and that can be scary sometimes. I was recently with some friends in a place that had a huge 3-story climbing rope course. Some of my friends had been on it already and were excited to get back on. I really wanted to go on it too, but I was terrified. Even though I knew each person had a safety harness and I would be safe, I was really scared to do it. All of my friends, my Wilson classmates, helped me try. They made me laugh and they encouraged me every step of the way. I finally made my way to the first level and stayed there. No one made me feel like I wasn't cool or that I wasn't as good as them on the 3rd level. I was trying something new at my own pace. The only people who were more supportive than my friends were their moms, loudly cheering me on from the bottom. This is the type of support that we have here at Wilson, and I will always be thankful for it. There is a terrific quote from the former Boston Red Sox great Babe Ruth. He said, "Every strike brings me closer to the next home run." For me, that means that every time I fail, it's just another step closer to my next great success. I hope that you too can feel this way when you are facing new challenges. Remember, we are all capable of greatness. I wish everyone a great summer and good luck in middle school. Congratulations, Wilson class of 2017.
got a bigger ovation than I did. What the hey? Please welcome our PTA co-presidents, Mrs. Faith Farley and Mrs. Denise Sheehan.
Well, I cannot top that. So just bear with me with what I have. Good evening, everyone. I'm Faith Varley, and along with Denise Sheehan, we have served as the Wilson PTA co-presidents this year. Thank you, Mr. Recupero, for inviting us to be part of this special night for our Wilson community and for the families represented here today. To our graduates, this won't be your last graduation ceremony you'll be part of, and for many of you, it's probably not the first either. I have a few words that might be a little different from the speeches that you are going to hear throughout what I hope is a long academic career ahead of you. And these words are this: you've already learned most of what you need to know. That's right, you already have a firm grasp of some of the most valuable lessons you'll ever learn. Life lessons you'll use over and over again. Sure, you'll fill in the details as you continue in school, learning more about literature, science, history, and math, and many other subjects. But for the years of schooling ahead of you, you'll be building on so much of what you learned during your years at Wilson. From your first few days at Wilson School, when your teary-eyed parents dropped you off at that white picket fence, maybe some of your own eyes were a little teary too, you learned how to be independent as you experienced your first full day at Wilson. When you stood on that line and met your new teacher, you learned how to listen, how to observe, how to pay attention. And when you walked into your new classroom and met your first Wilson classmates, you learned how to break the ice and make new friends. And then throughout the year, you learned how to show concern, love, and support. You learned that when you do something wrong or feelings are hurt, you say you're sorry and you fix it the best you can. Remember choice time and how excited you were to pick your activity? You learned that you have interests and passions and to follow them. Remember when you went into first grade and you had your first art, music, and gym class? Remember your first concert? You learned there are ways other than words to express yourself. Remember when you started to learn Spanish and social studies? You learned that there are people different than you and that differences are wonderful. Remember when you brought in your extra coats for the big health coat drive or a canned food collection? You learned that being part of a community means sharing what we're fortunate to have. Remember the excitement of game night and field day? You learned how to be gracious and kind in both winning and losing. Remember all those exciting and memorable field trips you took to the Green Meadow Farms or the Museum of Natural History or your walking tour around Rockville Center or your most recent trips to Ashokan and to New York City to see School of Rock. You learned that new things are fun and engaging and that learning happens outside of school too. You've learned so much throughout your time in school, but not just from your Wilson teachers and staff. Your first and your best teachers are also in this room if you look around. They're your parents, your siblings, and your family. For you, the parents, our sincerest thanks for all of your contributions in making Wilson the special and unique place that it is. You've given countless hours to ensure your students' success here and to keeping Wilson wonderful. You taught your children the importance of giving your time, your creativity, and your intellect. On Friday, when the class of 2017 walks out the front doors of Wilson, you may remember that day, 6 years ago, when your child first walked in. There may be tears again, or joy, but most certainly great pride in your amazing children. Either way, when you leave Wilson and walk past that white picket fence for the last time, you will take in your heart a little piece of Wilson School, and you'll leave with us a little bit of yourselves for those who remain. Before I turn it over to Denise, I'd like to take a moment to thank Mrs. Pedersen for organizing tonight's wonderful and heartfelt video presentation that you will see, and Mrs. Fioramonte for working with the children on the beautiful music they will be singing. I think we have some flowers for them, so if the girls can bring them up. Thank you. picnic and party committee co-chairs, the Jen Aiello, Susan Bella, Heather Cook, Adrian Conlon, Sue Sullivan, Julianne Markey, Karen Parker, Joanne Penicky, and to the many, many 4th and 5th grade parents who have helped to coordinate this evening's events, the recent 5th grade party and picnic. Finally, many thanks to all of you for your contributions to the Wilson PTA throughout the years. Have a wonderful summer, and congratulations to the class of 2017.
As we bid farewell to our extraordinary class of Wilson graduates tonight, we're also saying goodbye to many extraordinary families this evening. This year's graduating class included so many parents who have been an integral part of the Wilson fabric for many years, even spanning decades. Tonight we bid farewell to the following Wilson families: the Andorfers, the Anselms, the Bellas, the Breens, the Cavallos, the Sarassos, the Chestertons, the Cutrones, the Falcon Beltras, the Fioris, the Goodsteins, the Grossmans, the Maliners, the Martins, the McCarthys, the McGraths, the Maderos, the Honorados, the Parkers, the Penickys, the Reeds, the Reinholds, the Ryans, the Seppis, the Sullivans, the Vavaros, the Walshes, and the Weinsteins. Collectively, you have left Wilson a richer, more vibrant place than when you began, and we are grateful for your contributions and service to the Wilson School. On behalf of the families that come after you, we truly thank you.
Thank you, ladies. I don't say goodbye to all those people because I know I'm going to see you all around town. That's for sure. And it's always nice to see you. The kids change so much. Now for the presentation of graduating class, Wilson class of 2017. Will the class please stand? Want to turn the house lights on? I certify that the members of the Wilson class of 2017 have completed the course of study set forth by the Rockville Center Board of Education and by the Board of Regents of the State of New York, and are therefore entitled to this certificate and are ready to enter the 6th grade. Thank you. Please be seated. I will now call up students for the congratulations. Please hold your applause until the entire row has been presented. Thank you. Morgan McKenna. Sydney Bavero.